Today, I'm going to be ranking MLB teams based on their chance to win the World Series from not likely to most likely. We're going to start with the Colorado Rockies at last. And this just speaks for itself because their record from last season had over 100 losses. And at number 29, I got the Chicago White Sox. They did get Murakami, which helps them, but it really just speaks for itself where they're at. At number 28, I got the Washington Nationals. Even though they have some young talent, James Wood in the outfield, they got to do better than that. And their pitching staff is a little unstable. At number 27, I got the St. Louis Cardinals. They did lose star third baseman, 10-time Gold Glove Award winner Nolan Arenado. And they also lost Sonny Gray, which really affects them, which is why they're at 27. At number 26, I got the Los Angeles Angels. And even though they got star outfielder Mike Trout battling to stay healthy, but they also lost Taylor Ward. And their pitching staff is decent, I guess. It's okay, but they need... At number 25, I got the Miami Marlins. They did lose Edward Cabrera in a trade, but they did gain top prospect Owen Casey from the Cubs. And they also have Sandy Alcantara, and they're looking decent. At number 24, I got the Minnesota Twins. They do have Byron Buxton and starting pitcher Joe Ryan, but this ain't enough for them to at least make the playoffs. Next up, at number 23, I got the Athletics. I do like their offense and their pitcher Luis Severino, which he pitched pretty good in the WBC. And on their offense, you got Nick Kurtz. He's pretty good, rookie with young talent. You got Jacob Wilson. You got Shea Langeliers. Soderstrom. Yeah, I'm pretty liking their offense this year. But they're still at 23. I think there's need to be improvement with their pitching staff. But at number 22, I got the Tampa Bay Rays. They have Junior Caminero. Their pitching staff is decent. They did trade away Brandon Lau, but they did acquire Gavin Lux and Jacob Melton. At number 21, I got the Cleveland Guardians. They have Jose Ramirez at third. They have Steven Kwan in the outfield. And their pitching staff is decent. At number 20, I got the Arizona Diamondbacks. They did get back Zach Gallen. They acquired 10-time Gold Glove Award winner Nolan Arenado. They got Carlos Santana. They got Geraldo Perdomo, Corbin Carroll, and Ketel Marte. They're pretty good. At number 19, I got the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're pretty good looking into 2026. They got Cy Young winner Paul Skeens. They got Brian Reynolds. They just acquired Marcell Ozuna. I think they might be a playoff team this year. At number 18, I got the San Francisco Giants. They got Logan Webb, Patrick Bailey, Ramos in the outfield. They just acquired Luis Arraez and Harrison Bader. I'm liking their odds for at least making the playoffs this year. At number 17, I got the Cincinnati Reds. They have Ellie De La Cruz, Hunter Green, and they're looking pretty good. They made the playoffs last year, but they lost to the Dodgers, which was not a surprise. But I think they might be able to make the playoffs this year too. They're looking pretty good. At number 16, I got the Kansas City Royals with star shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. They have Salvi, they have Vinny, they have Cole Reagans, and Seth Lugo. They're looking pretty good coming into 2026. They might be a playoff team, possibly a World Series winner team. At number 15, I got the San Diego Padres with star closer Mason Miller, Fernando Tatis Jr., and they have Manny Machado at third, Xander Bogaerts, And they lost Luis Ariz though, but they're looking pretty good coming into 2026. At 14, this might shock you, but I got the Milwaukee Brewers, and here's why. They did trade away their star pitcher, ace, Freddie Peralta, but they still do have Jacob Misiorowski. They have Andrew Vaughn. They have Jackson Chourio and Christian Yelich. They're looking pretty good, but I put them back a little because they did trade away their star, Freddie Peralta. At number 13, I have the Texas Rangers. They did acquire Brandon Nimmo. They did trade away Adolis Garcia. They also have Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi. They're looking pretty good. At number 12, I got the Houston Astros. They did lose Framber Valdez, but they got Hunter Brown still. Excuse me. They also have Yordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve, and they're looking for a bounce-back season this year. At number 11, I got the Baltimore Orioles. I think they're also going to have a bounce-back season this year as some of their players were in slumps, but they got Gunnar Henderson. I think he's going to have a bounce-back year. He's been doing pretty good in the WBC lately, and I also think Adley Rutschman and them are going to be good too. And since they're adding on Pete Alonso to their roster, I think their team's going to be pretty good. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I don't know about the World Series, though. Maybe, but they're looking pretty good this year. At number 10, I have the Detroit Tigers. They have Cy Young Award winner Tarek Skubal. They have Jack Flaherty. They're looking pretty good. They have Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson. I think they're going to be playoff team, possibly World Series. At number 9, I got the Atlanta Braves. They have Ronald Acuna Jr. They did lose Marcell Ozuna. They still got Ozzie Albies, and they're looking pretty good. But I also think that if Chris Sale could stay healthy, I think he could do pretty good this season. Like, pretty good meaning like good. And also, paired with Spencer Strider, he has been in a slump lately, but I think he's going to have a bounce-back year, which will put him in the playoffs, I think. And what are your thoughts on that? At number 8, I got my favorite team, the Chicago Cubs. They're looking really good coming towards 2026. They added Alex Bregman, Edward Cabrera, Palencia, the closer. They're looking really good this season. They got Nico Horner, Michael Busch, Dansby Swanson, like Alex Bregman. That is a really good infield. They're looking pretty good. I'm excited. I think they have a really good chance of winning the World Series this year. At number 7, I got the Boston Red Sox. They have Garrett Crochet. Dude's a baller. They have Roman Anthony. There's another baller. They did lose Alex Bregman, though, and they're looking pretty good this season. I think they're gonna be a playoff team. We'll see. At number 6, I got the Philadelphia Phillies. They're looking really good coming into 2026. They have Bryce Harper. They have Kyle Schwarber, which did really good in the WBC. They have Trey Turner. They have Christopher Sanchez. They have Jesus Luzardo. If Zach Wheeler could stay healthy, I think their potential in winning the World Series is going to go up a way more, which I already think they have a really good chance at winning the World Series. At number 5, I have the Toronto Blue Jays. They're looking pretty good coming into 2026. They did lose the World Series to the Dodgers, which I will give their ranking in a minute, but they're looking really good. They got Vladdy Guerrero Jr. They did lose Bo Bichette and Chris Bassett, but that's fine. We're looking really good. We got Trey Savage. We just acquired Tyler Rogers. From Trey Savage to Tyler Rogers, that's going to be untouchable for hitters. It's looking pretty good for them. At number 4, I got the New York Mets, and here's why. They just acquired ace pitcher from the Milwaukee Brewers, Freddie Peralta. They also acquired Bo Bichette. They're looking pretty good. They got Juan Soto. They did lose Polar Pete, but it's fine. They're looking pretty good, and their pitching staff is looking pretty good too. At number 3, I have the Seattle Mariners. They haven't won a World Series yet, but this year might be their year. They got Cal Raleigh. They got Brian Wu. They got Logan Gilbert. They're looking really good coming into 2026. Their pitching staff is great. They're looking really good. They might win their first championship. At number 2, I got the New York Yankees. And here's why. They have Aaron Judge. They just got back Cody Bellinger. I think they also got back Paul Goldschmidt. They're looking pretty good coming into 2026. I think Garrett Cole's going to have a bounce-back year this year. And Max Fried should be pretty good this year too. At number 1, probably not a shocker to you guys, but I have the Los Angeles Dodgers. Looking for their three-peat. Win 3 World Series have a chance to win 3 World Series in a row. They got Shohei Ohtani. They got Mookie Betts. They got Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They're looking really good coming into 2026. Who do you think is going to win the 2026 World Series?